going to make the fabulous 3-ingredient scones. These are foolproof, which we love, and everyone will applaud you and you not to tell them how easy they are, because it demystifies the skill level. You want to make out they're very hard, and it's taken you years to perfect this. You will take some self-raising flour. You can read the recipe out for you there for everybody.
Yes, it's 325 grams of self-raising flour.
Thank you very much. And then we have lemonade and cream in the exact same quantity, 165 mils.
When we're buying the cream, is it just single
Just
cream?
normal cream, just the normal thickened cream.
Thickened?
Yeah, well, any cream that they sell in the supermarket is already slightly thickened, so it's just normal cream, okay? Now I'm doing double because I've got all you guys to feed. Everyone loves this, and it's like putting out bread for pigeons on a windy night when I make scones. Everyone just comes in, right? So what we're going to do is now, we've been able to eliminate a lot of ingredients here because we're using the cream in place of milk and butter, okay, because together. And we're also eliminating the use of water and sugar and a raising agent by using lemonade. So you've got the carbon dioxide in here. Normally you'd be having cream of tartare or a little bit of soured milk or a little bit of bicarb, something in it to give you the rise. But of course we've got self-raising flour and carbon dioxide. So cream is going into the middle, into a well, like so. Bearing in mind I'm using double ingredients here, so it's not normally as much as this. And what I do then is pour my lemonade into the cream so I can just rinse the jug a little bit. And then I'll put my lemonade in. Make sure the lemonade's not flat, and make sure the lemonade's as cold as you can get it. So keep it straight out the fridge, or just pop it in the freezer for a few seconds. Because the colder this mixture is, the bowl's cold, and I'm using a fork, not hot hands. You don't want to do any development of gluten in this flour, because that's what's going to make the scones tough. My nan taught me to use a fork or 2 knives when I used to make scones with her, but I wasn't using just 3 ingredients with my nan. I was a bit more complicated. So yeah, just cutting through the mixture and just very lightly bringing this together to a very soft dough. And as I say, the least handling the better, so just one metal line rather than 10 fingers in there trying to, mess it all up. So now it doesn't matter if this looks a bit ugly, because British scones, I'll say British because, because we have a Scottish person here as well, so British scones are a little bit not so contrived like you see in the shops these days. They're all cut beautifully with egg wash. It's not like that at all. This is almost like, a very rustic country sort of recipe, and it isn't an excuse to make it messy, it is messy. That's what it's like. Okay, so I've hardly mixed that. Now what I want to make sure is my bench is nice and clear. And I'm going to turn this mixture out, and I'm going to do this in one go. Just going to get my flour on my hand so that I can just get that mixture out of the bowl and onto the floured bench without too much waste. All right, like I've showed you guys before, get a bit of flour on your hand, and it will help you wipe off your hands. Yep. All right, so now just lightly flour the top and just push this together. So feel this mixture, it's stone cold, feel. It's very important. Okay, it's not all warm or whatever, it's very cold, it's fridge cold. Yeah? So your cream's stone cold, you can even put a couple of cubes of ice in the lemonade to get it really cold. Yep. So we're not rolling this, we're not moving this around too much, we're just pushing this into a dough that we can work with, and then just flattening out to around about, let's say, between 2 and 3 centimetres, yeah? Like so. Okay, next job. Just dry off my hands a little bit, just to get my colour. Now you can do any size you want, depending on, even if you just want to do little cocktail ones, basically like a little cocktail afternoon tea with cream and jam, really nice, a couple of bite sizes. Today I'm going to do this size, around about 4 to 5 centimetres in diameter. Okay, dip in flour, because this mixture is quite wet, and then pop it on the tray. So I've got paper on the tray as well. And try not to waste too much, so try and be very diligent about how much trimming there is. And then you sit this next to it. And the reason being, it's like the hot cross buns, it's because it doesn't want to be crusty and hard around the outside. You want it to be quite sort of doughy and soft on the outside. And people tend to roll their scones out too low, and they try and expect too much from them. They don't do a lot of rise, but if you get them nice and big to start with, it's going to be a winner, So yeah, just like this. And if you are going to use the mixture, the trimmings, there's not a lot of it to have to push together, because remember, the more work you do here, the more handling. So generally, we call this the virgin case, or the virgin dough, is touched only once. If you are pushing it all together, then these ones are often tighter. They actually don't rise as much because it's from the trimmings of this mix. All right, so just pop it out.
It's so easy.
Oh yeah. The easier the better. And if you are using the trimmings, dust off any extra flour and just push them together, and try not to do too much kneading, just try to manipulate them gently, It doesn't matter if it's a little bit rough, It looks nice like that, you see? Pop them together like so.